There's so many stigmas around sex work. Everyone has these preconceived notions about it. And I never thought sex work would be the thing that made us so confident and strengthened our relationship and made us feel dignified.
Going from making so little and working so much to working so little and making so much, it was just like, this is amazing. I couldn't imagine doing anything else, and I still can't.
My name is Kayden Blake.
I'm Violet Vause. We are the first openly married couple to work at a brothel.
So we're at Sheri's Ranch, which is a legal brothel in Nevada. It is in Nye County, kind of in the middle of the desert. There's some very beautiful mountain ranges. It's actually really beautiful scenery if you can get over the vast nothingness.
Yeah. We spend about 2 weeks here every month. We can stay here for 1 to 3 weeks at a time, and then they ask that we go home, see our family, friends, pets, stuff like that. We like to go see our cats.
Typically, our home life looks like
Netflix and cats.
Netflix and cats. We work out a lot. We play with cats way too much. I kind of feel like we would get a lot done if we didn't have so many damn cats.
Yeah.
4 cats.
4 cats.
So we have been together for almost 8 years, married for about 2. Our wedding anniversary is actually this January.
Yeah.
We met through a mutual friend. No one really thought we would stay together. We were kind of polar opposites, and
We still are.
yeah. This is Voss's room. I do not have my room yet, so that's my room at the moment.
This is Kayden's room. So I have a bunch of stuff in here. I just redecorated. This is my closet / pantry. I have a lot of bags of stuff. So this is like panties for men to wear. A lot of people think that working as a couple in the sex industry will create some sort of jealousy because of clients. That's not really an issue that we run into because it's very much understood, like, where our boundaries are, what is and is not okay, and not even just with each other, with other ladies, with clients, with everyone. So then that in turn makes it easy for us to communicate with each other. Well, there's physical boundaries, obviously, and then there's the emotional boundaries that you need to set with clients. Be like, don't invade my personal life and, you know, this or that, because ultimately, like, this is professional.
We have like certain things that we kind of like to keep to ourselves. So there are certain things that we'll only do with each other that we don't extend to other people because it's something that's just, it's special to us.
I have like bags and bags and bags of fetish gear. Do you want to assist me? Because I don't know what that is.
There's a bunch of different stuff in here. So you've got cuffs.
And then I have like a couple different collars.
Oh, this is a leash.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
here's collar.
So this is a ball stretcher. So this goes around the top of the ball sack, and then the balls go here, and this is like
It's a weighted.
it's a pretty heavy weight.
Yeah.
That one's my favorite. It's very popular.
I don't get a lot of fetish parties. I like fetishes. I get a lot of GFE.
What is GFE?
It's a girlfriend experience.
Every provider that you ask will have kind of a different definition of like what her GFE is. Everyone's style is a little different. For some girls, that means they'll offer kissing. A lot of girls don't offer kissing, so if someone says GFE, that does not mean there will be kissing. That's something we don't offer.
You save the kissing for each other?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and there's also stuff grows in the mouth.
Condoms. Now you really know you're in a brothel.
Durex sensitive. They're not too thick and not too thin. I haven't found anything, I don't know if you have, that is a better option.
Attention, ladies, attention.
Smell
We
cold.
are drawing
Oh,
for
no.
shifts. All ladies to the dining room, please. We are drawing.
Ha! We should have done that from the beginning.
We have an intercom system that we call the God Voice. It's a speaker up in the ceiling right there, and they can talk to us directly or they can talk to all the girls. So in the office, if they needed us specifically, but we forgot our phone on Do Not Disturb or we just weren't answering, they could speak to us there and then hear us, and we'd, talk. And
It's so fucking creepy.
It's really creepy. It's the God voice.
Yeah.
This is
the
our
adult webcam award.
the webcam award that we won. So it was for a Best Live Lesbian Show.
So I had moved out of my parents' house and was like struggling trying to find jobs to do in LA, which is a fucking nightmare. I was on Craigslist and I saw an ad for fetish modeling. So I showed up there and they were like, oh no, it's webcamming. Like, you have to do fuck yourself on camera. And I was like, sure, why not? I'm already here. So I worked there for a little bit and it was kind of like not a great studio. I basically came home and told Kayden that we should do it ourselves and make more money because the studio was taking a cut.
We picked up speed fairly quickly. We were working 3 jobs at the time, and we were making more money camming than all of the others combined. And it was just like, I don't know why we're wasting our time anymore. And when we moved out to Nevada, we had a couple of our regulars that were like, brothels are legal out there. Why don't you give people a chance to meet you in person? And the idea was really intriguing to us. So we researched all the different houses that were out in Nevada. We had like a list of criteria that we were really interested in meeting, and Sheri's was the only place that met that for us. And we figured, let's give it a try, let's see what it's like, and we fell in love with it. This is our parlor area. When people come in to meet ladies, there's a few different ways that they can go about that. They can either sit in the bar and they have some time to talk to each of us and see if they make a connection and if they want to go back. Some people are just interested in seeing all of the ladies that we have on shift at that time, in which case we can do what's called a lineup. We do that in here. We would sit them down on the couch, and then they would call all of the ladies that are available and on shift.
And then while we are in the lineup, we can't move at all. We can't flip our hair, lick our lips, shake our anything. So then all of the client's attention is directed to the lady that's introducing herself at that time.
Yeah. The reason that we picked Sheri's is one of the most regulated houses. We're a lockdown house. Not all houses are. And what that means is when we get here at the beginning of our 2 weeks, once we get tested, we can't leave. And it's mainly for our safety, because if we get tested, and then if we go out again, we'd have to go through retesting, because they're not only thinking about our safety, but client safety. We use protection for absolutely everything. But if something were to happen, you just want to know that everyone is protected and everything is safe.
So how often do you have to do this?
Once a trip. We do blood and a cervical swab the first week, and then cervical swab the second, and if you stay a third week, the third week as well. Mm-hmm. We have our first 3-week tour in December and January. I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it.
First ever 3 weeks?
First ever. But our wedding anniversary is like right after we get home, so hopefully we'll just spend a ridiculous amount of money celebrating that to make up for it.
Oh, good. How long have you been married?
It'll be 2 years.
Attention, ladies. This is a bar call. There are no shifts until tomorrow. All available ladies to the bar, please. All available ladies to the bar, please.
This is the house with the strictest no drug tolerance policy.
Not every house searches your bags when you get in, but Sheri's does.
Before we started sex work, we both have a history of addiction issues, runs in both of our families, and so we were kind of in the midst of that for a few years, kind of bouncing from job to job, trying to make enough money to support ourselves. And it wasn't actually until we found sex work that we were able to get clean and sober.
It kind of forces you to grow up.
Yeah.
Because you have to take responsibility for your actions and be aware of everything at all times, or else it can become a little bit dangerous. And if you are under the influence or just being irresponsible, it's not an industry that you should be in, and we wanted to stay in the industry. So it was either, we go back to working the jobs that we hate, or we get our shit together.
When you think about open relationships in general, there are some that work and there are a lot that don't. And I think that the ones that don't are because people are not honest with themselves and their partner about what is realistic and what is not. People can set all of these boundaries and guidelines like, okay, you can have sex with someone, but don't you dare feel anything for them. And I feel like it's kind of unrealistic. And when you kind of come to the realization that's like, I know you're gonna have sex with other people. I know to some degree you're gonna feel something for them. I hope you at least like them. I don't want you having sex with someone that you can't stand.
Try.
Just, that's unrealistic.
It's when people feel like they need to hide emotions or feelings or anything like that shit becomes complicated, because then they feel like they're keeping a secret from whoever they're with, and then it builds and builds and builds, and it's just this fucking ugly ass monster.
It is ultimately becoming okay with the fact that you're not afraid of your partner finding someone that makes them happier than you. Because either you are confident enough that you know that no one could do that, or you are secure enough and you love them enough that if that did happen, you would want them to be happy. I never want you to feel like you're settling for me.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I will do whatever it takes to try to make her happier than anyone else. If I started seeing that like someone was making her happier, I'd be like, I can beat it, watch me.
Athena, dial the office, please. Athena, please call the office.
Let me take care of that.
I don't think the do not disturb works in here.
We've spent a lot of time and a lot of years trying to figure out who we are as individuals and as a couple. And I'm not planning on leaving sex work anytime soon. I don't want to be a prostitute for the rest of my life, but this is something that we are comfortable doing and we're happy doing.
I think that our relationship and our marriage, some people find it very different, and I don't know, it's kind of our normal. And I think the only difference between us and any other couple is that we are both very honest and aware of the type of people that we are. And I'm not ashamed of who I am, and I know she's not ashamed of who she is. Oh, it's so cold.
Yeah.
See, wouldn't it be nice if we had a jacuzzi at home? Because then we could go home and sit in a jacuzzi.
We live in an apartment complex.
I know, but I'm saying when we get a house, jacuzzi. You know you'll want one.
Yeah.
I miss the cats already.
I know, me too.
I can't help daydreaming of you, even as I do the things I do all day and night. Here in my room, I'm daydreaming.